Hello, people, and welcome to a rather spontaneous stream of following one of the matches in the Ukrainian Carcassonne Online Championship in the Super League, so the top division, and of the round 7 out of 9 total rounds. And this match is, as you can see from the scoreboard, will be between Zaharik, Sergey Zakharenko, and between Nazario, whose actual name I do not unfortunately know. So I will be interested to know if the chat allows me to have some help. So whilst we still have some time before the match begins, let's take a look at the Super League standings. So we have, as I said, this is round 7, so most of the players have still three matches remaining in total. At the moment, Samuelsson is in the lead with 5 match wins. Adriar coming on second, and with Basilic with both with 4 wins, 2 match losses, and with same amounts of games won and games lost. And it's very important to note that the online championships, as I have, if I have understood correctly, the online championships, whoever wins the Super League, he will not gain a spot to the Worlds, but instead he will gain a spot to the next season of the Carcassonne Champions League in 2025. So last season we had Zaharik and Lawyer representing Ukraine in the CCL, and I believe, well, yeah, I'm not sure if Ukraine will have 2 like immediate spots um, to the group stage. I think they do, but at least one of those will be going to the winner of this online championship tournament or league, and the other one I do not know yet. But those are the stakes. As you can see, both Nazario and Zaharik at 3 wins. So if they are, and I assume they are eagerly going for the top position, so they have quite a, yeah, they're gonna have to do quite a bit of work to achieve that. So for both players, a win today would be kind of a necessity, I think. Yeah, if they are going for the Super League win, I don't think they like either player can afford any losses anymore. So it's gonna be somewhat of a big stakes today. His name is Nassar. Okay, thank you for that. Unfortunately, I cannot read Cyrillic alphabet, so I have no idea who you are in the chat, but yeah, nonetheless, I do appreciate the information. Do you know his last name? because that would be also great information for me to know, and I would definitely mark that up after the stream. In the meantime, they have now started the game. Actually, unfortunately, in like a bit early, so we have missed the start, but it's all right. Both players with, let's go full screen. Both players with 4 points on the scoreboard from a couple of small cities. Nassar with a 4-point road, Zaharik with a monastery that is controlling the road, also with a bit better road for himself, 3 points, but it has already been ended from this from below. Zaharik going for a large-ish feature, which would be a nice early boost to his points. Also trying to harass this incoming 8-point city by yellow, which is kind of a necessity to do. Can't allow those juicy 8-point cities to go unnoticed. Nasario, a very nice move, at the same time indirectly continuing his own road and making it very hard to block at this spot because there are so many tiles that fit over here. Actually, like at the moment it is completely unblockable, doesn't matter what comes from what direction. Now Zaharik, I imagine, will be just deciding whether to try blocking or like preventing Nassar from attacking from the left, and if it is worth it to um, and exactly which way around is it worth to turn the curve, because if he turns it like this, then there's going to be a chance for Zaharik, not for Zaharik, but for Nasario to draw the one remaining divider and just half the points. But also I think somewhat of a decent move would have been to just simply continue his road. Because the thing is that in situations where your meeples are essentially frozen in a situation like this, because you can't put anything in here or in here, whilst you have been restricted from one side, because then anything that comes here can easily just block this square, and the Zaharik's attempt would be potentially left at just 1 point. But imagine that Zaharik goes over here and not over here, then it doesn't actually matter what Nasario places here. Like if he attacks with a second meeple, that's well, sort of alright, because then Zaharik will have a chance to defend or even to attack with a third meeple. Like for example, say that he gets the vanilla here and then he directs it to the left, and then this square will be limited to a triple city with a field, and then Zaharik needs an additional triangle to bring in the third meeple and then just overrun this whole castle. But then you wouldn't have a vulnerable road anymore. You could just you could just run up with it, and a curve would be a very juicy tile, because then you are in a situation where you are building yourself an easy 6-point loop. Well, Zaharik is able to halve the points for Nasario's city at the bottom. Nasario, meanwhile, been building his road very effectively, now waiting for a regular curve, and then he would be in a good position because this road is basically like unattackable, because it would be so easily restricted to a crossroad if Zaharik tries to invade from the left. Zaharik starts a new city, and Nazario just adds calmly 2 points. I imagine 2 more points. Zaharik, oh, very nice tile for Zaharik, but is he gonna take his meeple out? I don't think so. He's gonna take 4 points from here and just cut off Nazario's access to 3 additional points. Yes, he does. Because this meeple is not really in a massive danger yet, because there are still 2 starting tiles, and then any other tile that he would get restricted to is no issue at all. But now that he got the third one, I think he's gonna be a bit more enticed to go here. Maybe even like go here and drop a farmer on the left side. But actually, it wouldn't be possible because Nazario just did that. Otherwise, I think Zaharik would have totally gone for this. But now he might be able to drop a farmer, but I mean, not really, because he kind of like first has to save his road meeple from getting blocked to that starting tile. But then if he saves it, then this field gets very difficult to be attacked too. Nazario going over here, I'm pretty sure, because it's going to make his 9-point field basically unattackable. Like he's just going to be able to enjoy the 9 points. Oh, that I think is. Well, let's see, how many daggers are there? There's 1 gone, so there are 2 daggers, but he was able to obscure the other road. Now if Nazario wants to, now is the time to go here, block Zaharik's meeple to just 3 points, win a mini battle with a field versus a road, but he doesn't do it. And I think it's not the right priority, because Nazario still had 1 of these daggers in the deck. In the worst case scenario that Zaharik gets a curve and goes here, tries to block Nazario's 12-point city. So by going here, like sure, he's gonna have like more tiles than just a dagger, but he did forego an option, or like he did forego a possibility to block a meeple to just 3 points. And now there is always a remaining threat that Zaharik at any point gets the final remaining field crossroad, or a road monastery, and just goes here, or even just completes the loop and then maybe attacks to this field from the right. Could be possible. Well, there is the road monastery, so that's out of the question. I mean, with 4 meeples, you definitely don't use this tile for blocking, but he uses it to. No, 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 no. This can't be right. I mean, you're using a valuable road monastery when you have 4 meeples as a field tile. I gotta disagree on this one. Like, I think you should definitely use it as a monastery. Like maybe here or here, or then just face the road monastery so that the road goes down, and so you can get a block going, and you can then join this lower field via a regular straight road. Like now, like you can still use the same regular straight road but nothing else to join the lower field. He was able to make a semi-save on the city though. Yeah, I reckon that might be, or I mean that actually has to have been the the priority there for Nazario. But when you look at the map, there isn't all that many tiles which Zaharik could have used here to block the city. But there were tiles that Zaharik could have used to attack it though. Well, actually, now that I think about it, I'm starting to like Nazario's move quite a bit actually. Because he is behind on the scoreboard by 25 points at this point, and he definitely, I think, needs to get this castle finished. But is it even possible anymore? All the troop dividers are gone. There is still 2 extenders. He can take 4 points right now. But maybe maybe his idea here is that he wants to try also overrunning this right field. Like maybe Nazario is gonna add a curve here himself and then somehow try to get both of these meeples to the southern section. No, just takes the 4 points, plays the rational move. Zaharik going, I assume, for the 4 points over at the bottom. Now, what do you do if you're Nazario? Do you try to complete this castle? There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 triangles gone, so there is still a sufficient amount to finish the city by going 1 triangle here, 1 here, and then 1 over here in an optimal scenario. Instead, he decides to further protect his large-ish city. So now only the final triple city with a field is able to destroy Nazario's plans of finishing the city. Nazario, I mean, with Zaharik only having 1 meeple in hand, is going here too bad for Nazario? Like, he could then try building this castle up with just 2 triangles? Or do you just try to make like maybe more castles on your field, go here, and then just add another extra 4-point castle? With the meeple advantage he has, though, he definitely does have the meeples to further attack this southern field, and he actually like most likely has to do it at some point, like from here, or even just add a crossroad here himself and then a regular curve. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Still 3 regular curves remaining, so now 2. But he could go here, for sure. Now that Zaharik blocked the first Meeple's access to the field, to the southern field, I mean. Is this blocked? There's 1, 2, still 1 dagger to fit for Zaharik to this square. So all is not lost if he wants a meeple back, but if he gets it like at a later point, he might even just straight up use it here to finish this castle and just leave this meeple be to 1 point. Because if he goes here, it's gonna be essentially like a 0-point move because he gets 3 points from the city, but also makes 3 points for Nazario's field. Now, as Zaharik, maybe you should consider even doing something like this to... No, but then it would just leave Nazario like another spot to attack the field. It's a bit weak. Maybe just add 1 point. Or what he has now done is apparently just make a spatial move, I reckon, and limit the green squares on Zaharik's field, which is an alright move if there are a lot of city caps remaining, which I actually must doubt because there are quite a many on the field. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 6 city caps remaining. Well, I reckon a spatial move is fine, but Nazario also has another green square over here, so he can use that instead. With tempo, because then he can threaten the full block of this meeple. Nazario now doing this invasion with very subpar tile, because this meeple can very easily get blocked because all 4 starting tiles are out, and even if they weren't, I mean, now Zaharik, has 2 squares to where he can place tiles to try and mess with this field connection. Whereas if Nazario just attacks earlier from here with a vanilla city cap or with a regular curve, he wouldn't have to worry about this square being live for Zaharik to block. And now Zaharik, I believe if he goes here, it will be a full block. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, this is a full block because both of the road monasteries are also gone, so there is nothing that goes into the square. And you see, like, when you just delay and delay and delay your attack to the southern field, like after every passing tile, it's going to be more and more difficult to actually successfully connect to it. Nazario places his final meeple to get a chance to attack the field, and finally gets his castle completed. Zaharik, I imagine, going here. Yes, he is. Another meeple now blocked. Nazario is able to take 3 points. But is it actually worthwhile to Rather maybe just add a city cap to your field, and then if there are city caps with field on the left side available, then he can use both city caps with field and city caps with road and city caps with field. And if he gets another city cap with field, it will be like 7 points in 2 moves versus, well, actually it will be 7 points in 2 moves anyway if he takes that and then gets this city cap, so it doesn't matter. But now, so I don't understand this. Like it's a 6 point field. Like Zaharik's not gonna attack it. Like why not just take 3 immediate points instead of just doing this? If there is a city crossroad remaining, which there is, I mean he will be able to make a 9 point move, but he would be able to make this anyway, like 4 points plus 3 on this field and then drop a farmer, so 10 point move. I think a bit of an oversight from Nasario with this dagger. Zaharik finishes his castle at last. Also takes the final remaining city cap that goes into here, I believe, because 1, 2, and oh, there is still a dagger remaining. Yes, there is still a dagger remaining. Well, Zaharik gets that as well. But I think, I mean, just look at the point difference on the scoreboard. 49 to 81. It's like there is absolutely no way that that Nasario would win here, even if he was able to complete this city. I feel, especially when Zaharik has the 12-point field, a 4 points here, 3 points here, and a 6-point monastery even. This was, I feel like this was a decimation in points. $113, and I think more is still coming. $82 to $116, so a 34-point difference, getting Zaharik to the 600 mark. As you can see, both players are rated well above the expert level, so well above the 500. And yeah, of course I need to update the score. One oh. And to the second game we go. Zaharik, the starting player, gets the first city on gets the first city to himself. Nazario needs to settle with a road. Nazario, maybe rather than getting 2 points here, just go here, take a new road, and mess with Zaharik's dreams of getting an easy loop. I think this is rather strong move. Decides not to do it, which I have to disagree with. Does end his road though, gets a monastery going. Zaharik not. Yeah, I was about to say I wouldn't be surprised if Zaharik drops a farmer here, because look at all these green squares here, like everything, almost everything. Yeah, almost everything that gets built. Yeah, almost every city that gets built at the moment is going to be on this field. So there is definitely a lot of potential. And well, that came just in time. Nazario is able to do the maneuver with the regular curve that I suggested earlier. And Zaharik now has a rather uncomfortable tile, has to take like 2 points and just leave an empty road end for Nazario to easily finish the loop he has started. Also leaves an empty city cap, which Nazario doesn't get the best use out of, but this is definitely the way to go. The has to meeple since he had 5 meeples in hand, and there were no other city features on the board. Now, Nazario shouldn't be too worried about this castle, since it can be attacked at will, almost at any point of the game. So I assume Nazario is just going to wait for triangles and triple cities to do anything about this castle. He's not going to waste valuable city caps for it, and he shouldn't. Meanwhile, Zaharik is going to be able to increase his field in lucrativity by a large margin by adding 2 city caps on his field. Maybe here, or here is also good, meepling the right city cap because it's less restricted. Does exactly that. Now, honestly, not even a bad move for Nazario would be to just not to immediately finish this city, but to maybe even try doing something like going here and starting a new city. Then if he gets another curve, direct it here, and then prevent another city being built on Zaharik's field. It probably wouldn't work most of the time, but it's somewhat of a feisty move that, upon success, is going to cause significant damage to your opponent. Sario finishes his city and drops a farmer, also prepares another nice monastery spot next to his previous monastery. Another farmer, maybe? Well, I have my doubts on not me pulling that. Zaharik, I imagine going here, maybe drop a farmer, although it's in a somewhat uncomfortable spot because when he goes there, it's going to provide an attacking spot to his city, and if he continues his city, then it's going to provide a possibility for Nazario to try blocking this field meeple. Oh, uh, I don't think this is the move, because ideally you would definitely like to place a monastery here, not try to complete it with a curve. I think a better move would have been to just go here and meeple this 1-point city and 1-point road piece and try to connect to Zaharik's road. Or even just to take like two direct points here, but just adding 1 point here and your making your monastery like more vulnerable, although it is now waiting for just 1 tile. Um, I'm not a huge fan of this. Or actually, another great move would have been with the crossroad would have been to just go over here and place another farmer on the field, because you're gonna have to place another farmer on the field anyway at some point, because this field is gonna be significant. It's already it's already 12 points, and chances are that it's going to increase in value a lot still. Zaharik start a loop maybe. Like adding 1 point to here would be very weak. Plus he would be continuing it to a non-ideal direction, whichever direction he would go to, because obviously this one is like already restricted by the city, and this direction would be rather easily blockable with a city tile. Decides to instead make to start a 3-point road, but I'm not so sure about that. I mean, with 2 meeples, you would like to be in a position where you can get meeples back easily and fast. Now he has 2 3-point roads, which both really need a crossroad to finish, unless he can get a straight road before that. But if he just simply starts a loop, he's gonna get a meeple back very soon with any curve, crossroad, um, yeah, with any curve or a crossroad. Whereas now he can only get a meeple back straight away with just crossroad. Road ends such as road monasteries or triple cities um, with a field don't really count, because you don't really ever rely on those tiles to finish your roads. You usually just the um, count the crossroads. Nazario now with 3 meeples in hand, Zaharik with none. And Zaharik might not be too eager to connect to this city. I imagine he's gonna actually want to get rid of this, and he's looking for a divider rather than a triangle or a triple city to actually connect to it, because it's now restricted from 2 sides with a road, and it will be very uncomfortable to try and finish if Zaharik finds a divider here. now Nazario goes for the second meeple. Also is able to attack Zaharik city, but now, like you see, like now Zaharik got the divider, but now he was forced to use it over here to get the points back and get the meeple back, instead of actually here where I think he was eyeing to use that said divider. So even though Nazario wasn't able to connect to this city and split the points with Zaharik, he was able to distract Zaharik enough so that he had to use the ideal the ideal tile he was hunting for to a different to a different place than he would have liked to. Also, Nazario now trying to overrun this castle, and it's seemingly going fine as long as he goes here and defends it, because like obviously you cannot, yeah, like you can't not go here because the quad city is already gone and it would be very easily blockable. And now when there are still all four triple cities with a field remaining, it's gonna be 50, 75, 87.5, like 90, like something like 90% something chance, I think, to actually get the connection and get the whole castle for yourself, which is a great chance, a splendid chance. Now he's at one meeple though, but he has a vacant city, or like not vacant, but he has a 1 point city which he can finish with any city caps. So there is at the moment a meeple that he can easily get back. Zaharik waiting for that straight road, and also he is now in a bit of a trouble with his second road, which has been here for ages now. He wanted to try and protect this, or he wanted to try and eventually deny the connection of Nazario's second meeple to the field, but at the same time he is restricting his own road. And now, ah, well, that is unfortunate for Nazario. I imagine Zaharik is gonna go here and finish the job. Yes, he is. But it's not gonna be like that bad. Oh no 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 no. This is not the tile you want to use for. Yeah, this is definitely not the tile you want to use to attack fields to. And like, I don't think you even need to attack the field. I don't think you even need to even out the field, because you are winning by 24 points on the scoreboard because you had this huge, well, rather huge castle all for yourself with quite the guarantee, and you also have a 6 point field versus a 15 point field, so it's not the worst. It's only 9 points, and like if you now if we now calculate the points, so plus 24 for Nazario, plus 30, plus 35, 39, 41, 37, 36, 35, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So Nazario is plus 20. He simply doesn't need the field. He doesn't need it. But I mean, if he does successfully manage to connect to it, he's definitely going to win this. Yeah, he definitely going to win this game. Because the thing is that like Nazario has the big feature being the field that he can attack to, but Zaharik doesn't have any big features that he can attack to. So, well, there you have it. Nazario equalizes the field, and now Zaharik is having a bit of a tough time. He's minus a lot, like minus 31, because now Nazario um, is getting the points from this 15-point field also. So Zaharik at minus 31 with equal meeples. How is he going to make this happen? I'm not sure at all. Minus 27, minus 20, 28. Like he definitely needs to attack the field from somewhere and win it to get 15 points. Maybe like from here, like if Zaharik gets any road tile, goes over here, meeples the field, and then hopes to get a straight road, gets a meeple back 3 points plus the 15 points, and he would also enlarge the field by 2 castles, most likely 2 castles, but at least by 1. Then he might have chances. Let's see if there are straight roads available. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So there are still 2 straight roads available in the deck, and but there are also 2 triangles. But then again, like if you are this far behind, like 20, what did I say, 28, and now 30 points because you are forced to donate 2 points to your opponent. It doesn't matter how low of a chance do you have to actually get to this to the field. You have to take the chance. Exactly, he goes for it, and unfortunately, Nazario does get immediately a perfect tile to block that connection. But I mean, it was just a thing that just needed to happen. Like Zaharik didn't have an option. He absolutely needed to attack this field, and this field is actually really closed. There are not many spots that Zaharik was even able to get a meeple to, and then try to connect. Zaharik now gonna probably have to attack from like here or something, or just go here, meeple the field, and try to get a straight line, and just hope that um, Nazario also gets like something like a straight line or whatever, so that he will not be able to place anything here or mess with this connection. Like quick points just aren't gonna cut it at this point. Well, he would have been able to, but then again, Nazario would have been able to also go here, drop a farmer. Yeah, so yeah, at this point, I mean, there is absolutely nothing that Zaharik can do anymore. he's just way too far behind. So it's gonna go down to a decider, and which is what we love. Means more Carcassonne to watch. Zaharik just, I mean, now is the time. No, actually, Zaharik still had the meeple in hand, so was he eyeing for the curve? Are there extra curves? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There's actually one more curve in the deck, so with this, Nazario might not be able to restrict actually anything. The final remaining curve might indeed be the final tile for Zaharik that he can that even fits here. So maybe just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I mean, I assume Nazario did have something in. Well, this was probably what Nazario had in mind, because now he can go here and just take 3 points away from Zaharik, but it's gonna have to be made with an assumption that there is nothing that fits here, because otherwise Nazario will lose all of these 9 points. But I mean, if he was prepared to do this, then maybe there is something else that could have gone here. Like certainly not anymore, but there might still be some road tile remaining. Maybe the straight line. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, there is actually a straight line. So Zaharik has a straight line in hand, which, yeah, so absolutely as Nazario do not go here then. Just dump this tile anywhere. Yeah, Zaharik gonna go here, take 5 points. Well, 4 points, he missed 1 point, but it doesn't really matter because he is trading behind by like a billion points. But still, I mean, if you want to be precise, here is the spot. Nazario wanting to have a few minutes break, which Zaharik agrees to. So we'll have a 2 or 3 minute break. So at the moment, it's 1-1. Actually, let me update the score. Case. And yeah, the next game going to be decisive. It's gonna boost one of these players to 4 wins. Would certainly look menacing. Would put them a couple ranks ahead. Also, regarding the Super League and every league, as a matter of fact, I remember. Let's say if I remember correctly, they do work so that um, after the league ends, two of the top two players um, of ma Jesus of uh, of Major League and the first league will move like one division higher. So top two from first league will move to the Major League. Then the bottom two from Major League will move down to first league. The top two from Major League will move up to Super League, and then the bottom two from Super League will will be downgraded to Major League. And of course, since the Super League is the one where you can actually um, get the like actual let's say prizes going on with the possibility of getting the ticket to represent your country to the CCL, then of course the Super League is the one you want to go for in the long run, and you want to definitely stay in there because yeah, if you downgrade from Super League to Major League, it's going to be another year. I think these are like yearly um, leagues. I'm not entirely sure, but anyway, it's gonna be one league season in a league which doesn't really provide the prizes. I think so. You don't want to be the bottom two, which Smile and Max DK are at the moment in risk of ending up. Okay, eyeing on that third and final game. Sario, of course, the starting player, and has again taken a road. Zaharik, yes, Zaharik went here. I definitely would like to see this move done like with a meeple at the start of the game, because then you are also going to be the benefiting side um, to this move, whatever is gonna come there. Like without it, it's just basically trying to have like a 50-50 of who gets the city, and well, you might be lucky if your opponent has a city cap with a field in hand, so maybe you win the coin flips in like, I don't know, 45% of the time. But if you do this with a meeple, then you will be more often on the winning side because you will have additional feature on the board. Zaharik, yeah, even though this is a like a better monastery spot, um, like as with like immediate with yeah, a better monastery spot regarding immediate points, it is really risky to place it at, because then you could be in the worst case. You could have both of this meeple and this meeple blocked to the same square, and that would not be really all that ideal. Nasario here, definitely I think the strongest move, disrupting Zaharik's road and starting a city in a safe place. Also, like maybe could consider just going here and meepling the like well both, either the field the um, or the city. This I think are rather weak, um, because I think like Zaharik is kind of like eyeing on blocking this this square anyway. So blocking Zaharik's monastery on another square might not be like that important, and is not that important. Just um, rather focus on causing annoyance to Zaharik's other features. A bit risky, risky castle by Nazario, because if Zaharik gets a Dorito with a field or a triple city with a field, then he can just go here and block Nazario city. Well, Zaharik sort of kind of helps in that. So now he can only like do the direct blocking with a triple city. Nazario gets a very nice road monastery tile, is able to finish his long road from one direction. Zaharik. I like, yeah, you're gonna be on the field first, but like there's already 3 starting tiles gone, and you could be blocked on this square. And I mean, you would be getting a 4-point road if you just go here with the curve. Like, if Nazario wants, he can block, which I would definitely like to see. Zaharik now here. But then, well, it's not really that important to block this city, because Nazario can just make it a large ruin. So yeah, exactly. This is a better move, I think. Trying to finally do the blocking of this city, and possibly block it together with this road in the most optimal scenario. Now Zaharik, I think, is time to do this. And well, it's somehow the meeples have glitched out on the BGA. That's, I think, the first time I see that. It's funny. Okay, good move by Zaharik. Rescues himself from the dangers. Now I think just continue your road and cause annoyance for Nazario city. Good. Nazario now. I mean, this. Yeah, it's gonna be here. I mean, you don't really want to get. You don't really want to give the point to Zaharik's monastery unless you can guarantee the completion of the 8-point city. Now I think Zaharik just add 1 point to the road and take it to a safer haven. Nazario just keeps racking the quick points with the city caps. He is down on the scoreboard by 3 points. And this is really deceiving, because I'm looking like, okay, Zaharik has 2 meeples in hand, but he actually has 3. I wonder if I refresh the page, is it gonna fix the situation? Oh my god! Well, it did definitely fix the situation. Because Zaharik has done this move. He has meepled the curve. Oh my days. Okay, well, BGA has done me dirty. Um, okay, points to Zaharik for making this. I like it. Well, I don't like it anymore in the situation that he is in. But yeah, um, I definitely would have said that I am definitely a fan of this move at the time that he did it. So my apologies for that. BGA did not do me any favors. Zaharik is compensating like this poor 2-point meeple with the fields though, a 9-point field as well as a 12-point field and a 6-point field. So he's doing like sort of fine on the board, but he is losing on points now by 30 to 19 as a result of all of these cities for Nazario. So let's have a quick look. So plus 11, plus 14, 17, 19, 22, 29, 26, 14, 5 plus 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So plus 7 for Zaharik actually after this move, with the assumption that uh, this guy doesn't like this guy is not on the field yet. So actually a rather good position that Zaharik has. Although I'm not sure, I might be in favor of Nazario at the moment here because he has like a lot of threats here. He has this 10-point city, this 8-point city, and then he can build this city, and then he has a monastery. So yeah, I mean, I actually now that I think about it, it's definitely a better scenario here for Nazario. Like Zaharik can't really do anything else but just keep building his fields. He like even though he is in a meeple advantage, well not anymore, but he was. I think Zaharik is definitely in a worse spot at the moment. But if he keeps drawing all the triangles, he won't end up being in a worse position. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So 3 triangles remaining in the deck. And the thing is that Nazario needs a lot of um, triple cities and triangles because he needs a triangle or a triple city here, a triangle here, and then a triangles or triple cities to continue this city anywhere because it's probably gonna be a ruin. So yeah, if Zaharik can keep this stuff going, he's gonna be just fine, I think. But that's a big if. And have I been on the full screen? I don't think I haven't, so my drawings might have been all over the board. 7 points to Zaharik. And Nazario just added 1 point to his monastery as he was not able to take quick points from anywhere. Now I imagine 2 points will do the trick. But he might soon have to attack this 15 point this 15-point field. But Like this might not be it though, because Zaharik can just go here with anything and just meeple the farm as well. So maybe like maybe if Nasario just goes like here instead. Better? Nasario now maybe here. Although I mean wow, I mean Nasario's situation is like really deteriorating like very quickly here. Because now he is at 0 meeples, and Zaharik has just been destroying the threats that Nasario has had, like one after another. Like he just keeps drawing every single triple city, every single triangle, and makes it impossible for Nasario to complete any of his castles, any of his features. I it's gotta hurt if you're Nasario, like just seeing one tile after another going to Zaharik. Well, finally, Nasario is able to finish one of his cities. And now let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, Zaharik does take the 5 points himself, just in time as Nasario was able to connect on his next move. So technically a 10-point move for Zaharik here, because now Nasario is not able to get the 5 points himself, so definitely a nice recognition there, noticing that there were a ton of regular straight roads remaining, and noticing that it is very much worthwhile to just accept that Nasario is most likely going to get to the field anyway and just take the compensation of 5 points. Now let's do a quick point count now then that Nasario was able to finally get a feature completed. So he is +5, +8, +12, 20 equal 17. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 10. So Nasario is now +4 with equal meeples, so he is in a better position, or is he? It depends how many curves there are remaining. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 2 regular curves plus a road monastery. That but it's Nasario's monastery, of course, of course. So yeah, definitely now Nasario is back in a better position, I think. Oh, but the thing is, but there's a huge threat that uh, Zaharik pulls the road monastery, places it here, and overruns this field by 2 meeples to 1. That would be ridiculously fortunate tile for Zaharik, and he would definitely turn the tides against Nasario with that tile, because it's gonna be 1 point, like it's gonna be a 13-point move, plus he gets a meeple back. So if if I'm Nasario, I would be hella worried about this option. And with a tile like this, I might even consider placing it here. Would I? No, actually, not really. I don't want to give a free meeple back to Zaharik, but you gotta do something to this, right? Like, or are you just if you're gonna just rely on 50-50, I mean, it might not be enough because like then the game is not gonna be like in your hands really. like you might have to, like as Nasario, you might have to attack the 12-point field like early on. Like even if Zaharik would not have gotten this field monastery, road monastery yet, just as a just as a preparation that if Zaharik gets that road monastery, then you're not gonna be necessarily like that screwed because you'd be then basically adding 6 points with your final meeple to your point count. But the less tiles we get, the less tiles there are for Nasario to get his second meeple on the field. So I wonder how long he's gonna be able to resist the urge of just going here. Because even if Zaharik would not get the road monastery, I think Zaharik will absolutely try to get his second meeple onto this field. Because it is basically the highest scoring feature at the moment, uh, for like the reason being that I don't think there is a way to attack this field because it's so closed. Okay, now Nasario is doing something to this opportunity of Zaharik, and Zaharik blocks it. Now, as Nasario, do you go here? It's a very tough question because as soon as you go there, as soon as you give Zaharik a meeple back, Zaharik is gonna go here and try to get the second meeple to the field anyway. Being the meeple that you just gave to them. It's a really problematic situation for Nasario here. You might just, I mean, at this point, you might have to just rely on the 50-50 being favorable to you and just try getting some quick points in. Like +8, plus, what is it? Yeah, +7, +15, 18, 10, 4, 7. If Zaharik gets this, it's gonna be +6 for Zaharik with an extra meeple. That's, yeah, it's still gonna be a game-winning tile though. But Nasario has decided that he's gonna be the one to take that road monastery. He's not gonna be just giving back a meeple to Zaharik. And it's gonna be really unfortunate, the player who does not get it. Nasario maybe go here and still try to prevent Zaharik from getting it, from getting the road monastery. Worthwhile? Or just use your final meeple now. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, there are no tiles that would get Nasario's meeple to the field from here. But maybe from here. But it's really risky to try getting in from here though. It's really easily blockable. Sario just grabbing 2 points at +9, I think now. Zaharik, I think his only path to win is this road monastery. He can't do stuff like this because it also gives Nasario meeple back, and like you can't just take a 3-point field and just let your opponent take a larger field. It's gonna be just net negative to you. There's like nothing that Zaharik can do with this tile. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, there is. Like you can attack this ruin because you have to rely on getting the road monastery anyway. So you might as well use your final meeple now, because there is gonna be nothing better. You will not be able to get the remaining points without getting the road monastery. Zaharik's still not getting the road monastery. Does he end his road though? Does he end his road? He could, he could just take 1 point, end his road, and then meeple here, and then try getting the road monastery still. Because that way he's going to be able to still like kind of continue his road and make this opportunity available and be more secure. I think this might be the move. Like you can take like 2 direct points, but those small points are not going to help. You need the road monastery and you need the possibility to use it effectively. And I think this is the only way that Zaharik can use the road monastery effectively. He goes for it. No, he doesn't meeple it. Why would you not meeple it? Where is the meeple? How are you going to make points? What's your plan? What is your plan? And like if you weren't gonna go here with oh, of course, there's another connection opportunity with now. But is there a meeple now? Cause oh, yeah, I think the reason why Zaharik did not place a meeple here was because there was still this one crossroad remaining, so there was a chance that Nasario gets that, then blocks the connection and gets 2 points in the process, and then Zaharik has just burned a meeple. But this was actually way better here, a better chance for Zaharik because he had actually 2 tiles to get to the field, and the connection was unblockable. So actually a genius plan by Zaharik. Yeah, definitely a great effort from Zaharik, deliberately making a connection spot to the field, directing the 1 point city to the left, not meepling of course because no city caps were remaining, but trusting that he gets the final remaining triple city with a field, so that he's able to actually attack the field as he has been kind of like trying to do with the road monastery for tens of turns. And now he got the opportunity, and he had actually a great opportunity with an unblockable connection. If he gets either of the remaining monasteries, but he didn't get it. He got like the only tile being the crossroad, the final remaining crossroad that didn't allow the connection, that didn't allow the win. And because he had 2 meeples, not only would he have got, not only would he not only would have he gotten 12 points for the field, but also 5 points for the monastery, whereas now Nazario got a full advantage of an 8-point monastery and then just another 4 points from this monastery. Although he might not have had the meeple, but it doesn't matter. Like in any case, the thing is that Zaharik just was very unlucky with the final draw. He had like a 66% chance to win. Actually, did he? Did he actually? Because now the thing is that Zaharik got 6 points with his final meeple, uh, whereas if he gets a monastery, it's going to be a 5-point meeple, so -1, so 91, plus then a 12-point farm, so to 103. Whereas Nazario will get at least one of these monasteries for the 8 points. So actually, it doesn't matter whether Zaharik would have connected to it, but it was still um, a very precise move because it was the feature that was able to yield the most points for Zaharik, and it was the only feature that he should attack to at that point, if you want to be precise, and if you want to make things interesting. So definitely a great effort until the very end. Very unfortunate that the road monastery uh, was drawn on just the final tiles of the game, having to kind of like keep this tension here for so long for both players. It was like it was a very very stressful time, like the final 20 tiles or so, when Nazario just had to kind of keep going for trying to block this possibility from happening, and Zaharik just extending and extending and extending his road 1 point at a time and just letting that possibility be there. And like there was nothing that Nazario was able to do to that road, because anything he does, it's just gonna add a point to Zaharik and give a meeple back, which is also not a good option. So the only way to prevent that was to have like two perfect turns and do stuff like this. So go over here with like a straight road and then get a triple city with a field and go over here and then deny all the chances of Zaharik being able to draw the road monastery and connect. Wonderful, wonderful stuff, and congratulations to Nazario for pulling off the win against an absolute Ukrainian machine, Zaharik. The field is not enough. Yes, exactly, that is correct. Although I unfortunately noticed it too late, but the action was too intense in the end, so that I uh, would have had the brain capacity to actually realize um, that there was no win for Zaharik in the end. So this puts, let's see. So this puts Nazario at 4 wins, um, 8 game wins, and 10 games lost, whereas Zaharik will remain at 3. at 8 game wins and 6 game losses. So, in regards to winning the league, it is looking very, very troublesome for Zaharik. He most likely needs everyone above him to lose like every remaining match and then just win his own matches, maybe 2-0. So the chances that he is going to win are slim, but I think anything might be still possible. Nazario definitely increasing his chances of landing that uh, first place alongside this win. There is also has been another match in the same tournament earlier today between Lawyer and Pavel Brin, and let's actually see how it came out. So this one. So Lawyer has won 2-0. Yeah, that was just random side knowledge. Okay, thanks for tuning into the stream. Hopefully y'all enjoyed, and we will see again with some more content in the form of an analysis video, hopefully tomorrow, um, if I get the rest of the editing done. And yeah, it should be out tomorrow. Gonna be the first grand final match of the MSO. Not the match, but the first grand final game um, of the MSO. So we are slowly but surely reaching the end of that mini series. But yeah, you'll see when it comes out. Hopefully soon. Have a good rest of the day, and yeah, we'll see you soon with some more Carcassonne content. Bye for now.